Yes, hello, welcome everybody, it's Chris here from the Ministry of Dice, and I'm back again today with another one of my video presentation thingy-ma-doodads. And in today's video, as you can see on the screen down there, I'm going to be doing part 2 of my Dark Phoenix Saga combos and builds I am dying to try video series thing. So, if you've not seen part 1, let me give you a bit of context there. I've been poring over the spoilers that we've had released over the last 12 months, thinking and brewing and thinking and brewing during this long, desperate wait for the new set to come out. Now there's a bit of light at the end of the tunnel. Now we're just sort of 3 months or so away from, hopefully, it coming along, although I'll be clear that November date, WizKids are telling me we should be a little tentative about. But fingers crossed it's going to land, and so my head's gone back into that space, and I can't contain it. I need to be here sharing these ideas because, number one, I think they're really fun and janky, and number two, they could probably do with a bit of help from you guys. There's some better brewers out there who could perhaps chivvy in and give me a few ideas to strengthen up these teams I'm thinking about building. So that's the intent. Please do throw yourself into the comments down below. Let me know if you have any thoughts and ideas as I'm going through the video of things that I could use to improve these seeds of something that I've got going on. But yeah, let's not dilly-dally about, shall we? Let's get into it. Let's talk about some cards. And we're going to start this video with the titular character, the Dark Phoenix. And it's the common that I'm focusing on here. In this moment, to be honest, in the last video, I did one of the Dark Phoenixes, and later on in this video, I'm doing Dark Phoenix again. Basically, I'm going to build a team out of every rarity of the Dark Phoenix. But at this moment in time, I'm focusing on the common, Malevolent. She's a 7-cost bolt, villain affiliation. She gets a discount if your opponent's got an X-Men affiliated character, which is fine. I mean, there might be some X-Men knocking around because it will be very fashionable and popular upon the release of the new set. But the bit I want to focus on is her secondary game text, her when fielded text. It says, when fielded, KO target character die. If that character is an X-Men affiliated character die, deal your opponent 4 damage. Now, what I was initially thinking was, well, I'll just put an X-Men character on my own team that I don't mind KOing. You know? I'll have control over that, and it will mean that there'll always be an X-Men affiliated character die to KO, because she doesn't specify opposing character die. You can KO any character die. But I thought, no, that's not good enough. I want to kill my opponent's character dice in addition to dealing the 4 damage. And the set brings just the tools you need to do it, because there's this basic action here, Radicalization. It's got a global on it that reads, pay a shield, target character die gains X-Men affiliation or Brotherhood of Evil Mutant affiliation until the end of the turn. So I'm going to buy my Dark Phoenixes, which I'll talk about in a second, because I'm sure you've already noticed, 7 cost, fielding of 1, 2, and 3 across the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd levels. That's no easy feat. But I'm going to buy my Dark Phoenixes, get them out into the field, but before I field them, I'm going to use this global to make one of my opposing characters an X-Men affiliated character, so that she KOs that, and then, in addition to the KO, deal the 4 damage and just spam my opponent to death that way. And obviously, the character I'm going to turn into an X-Men affiliated character and KO is going to be the thing I like the least on the opposite side of the table. So I'm going to need lots of shields to plow into that global, and I'm going to need some ramp, I'm going to need some stuff to help me out. Now, she's got her own global there, which provides a discount, so an early cheap character or some sidekicks that I can then KO with her with her global to get the 2 discount will help. I'm also thinking about things like this guy, Rubout Gulliman, who's got the global where you can pay a shield to field characters for free. Bit tricky, because now I'm basically looking for 2 shields to use 2 globals in the same turn, which, you know, I mean, I'm not kidding anyone. We all know this. I'm not talking about the next meta, like, you know, world's winning competitive team here. This is like this is probably set to lose every single game. It's just a really fun combo that I'm determined to try, like an achievement unlocked sort of thing. But yeah, I'm going to need that 2nd global to get her out for free. And then I was thinking for a bit of early ramp to get up to that 7 cost, use a bit of something like Atlantis City and Stronghold. So it's a low cost shield, which helps me with the globals that I'm trying to, you know, fiddle about with. But it also allows me to move any number of dice that I've rolled during my roll and reroll step into the reserve, from the reserve pool into the prep area, with an additional bit of prep if it's on burst phase, ready for use next turn. So get it bought early doors, turn 1. Buy something nice and cheap and easy for a 3 cost turn 2. Perhaps prep it, So I'm resetting my bag and making sure Atlantis is ready to go the next turn. Roll everything, put 3 or 4 dice into my prep area. So by the 4th turn, I'm buying a Dark Phoenix. I don't know. I'll probably be dead by that point. I'll have been hit by 2 God Catchers, or a Master Mold will have created 50 billion Sentinel tokens, but nonetheless, I'm going to try it. I'm going to try killing my opponent's characters by making them X-Men affiliated and spamming that 4 damage like a maniac, because why not? Why not? She's the titular character of the set. I'm going to be making teams out of her. And as I said, if you watch video 1, I've already put some ideas together for the uncommon, I think it is, and I've got the rare coming up in this vid. So there you go. Let me know what you think of that combo. It's probably wildly out of reach, but I'm going to go for it anyway. Right, I'm trying to remember now what's next on my list. I've forgotten what I put up. Oh, what a surprise. It's the rare Dark Phoenix. Destructive Force, another 7-cost bolt. I'm a glutton for punishment, obviously. When an opposing character die damages Dark Phoenix, she deals that much damage to each opponent. And by each opponent, she just basically means your opponent. I've interpreted that to be game text for the weird 4-player version of the game that seems to be out and about. And she comes with the discount global as well. So yes, I've got to deal with that purchase cost problem and that fielding cost problem. I'd probably use a similar strategy as I've just mentioned for the common there. But this idea of my opponent attacking me and doing themselves damage is really attractive. It's certainly an interesting type of control to really make them think twice about throwing stuff down the field. Takes the teeth a little bit out of that God Catcher, But yeah, attack me, but you're going to have to force my Dark Phoenix to block because she's the only person I've put in the field. And when you attack her, you'll do yourself 10 damage. So good luck with that. But obviously my opponent has an element of a contribution to make to that. And I don't like... Control players don't like giving control over to their opponent. So once again, I'd probably look for some more tools to support that happening. And I was thinking just going for a good old-fashioned force attack global. We've got Black Widow here, the Widow's Bite, but you could also use Doctor Strange if you'd rather use masks for your globals. Pay a fist once per turn, target character die must attack this turn if able. So find that big nasty thing on the other side of the table, obviously once you've got your Dark Phoenix out, and make your opponent attack with it. And then block it with Dark Phoenix. And then deal your opponent a load of damage. Just seems, again, janky and fun and really stupid. And it appeals to the control player in me because it's, me making my opponent's combat decisions difficult. And when they don't want to make those combat decisions, I'll take that out of their hands and make the decision for them with my Black Widow Global. And do you know what? The Black Widow Global, I found it to be a bit of a liability in the past that my own stuff gets forced to attack. But if my opponent wants to make my 5, 7, or 8 attack Dark Phoenix, force attack them, fill your boots. You know what I mean? That's a risk I'm willing to take. So just kind of a weird little combo that I think's got a lot of opportunity. Certainly a great control piece to make your opponent think twice about whether they're going to attack and what you might block with, but then taking the decision out their hands with the Black Widow Global. What did I add in here? Oh, take cover. Yeah, so I was just thinking there's basic actions in the set as well. And it gives defense boosts to characters. It's got a global that gives defense boosts to characters. So I was just thinking about keeping my Dark Phoenix alive, so that if it's the biggest, nastiest thing that you're going to force to attack to do the most damage, then maybe you could take advantage of something like that to improve her chances of surviving, blocking the big nasty that your opponent's throwing at you, So yeah, come at me with your Thanos, that's fine, but you'll take 9 damage, and I'll make sure she lives because I'll buff up her defense with my take cover or something. Although you couldn't use the basic action in there go. So it'd have to be the global. But anyway, it was just something that was burning at the back of my head. But there's a little combo that I'm eager to try. Definitely a team I'm going to try and build around. It's 2-card combo, so there's lots of space for other stuff in the team as well. Probably going to need to focus on ramp to get up to that 7 cost, so you'd be looking at that Atlantis or something. But another idea for you guys to have a think about. Again, I'll reiterate from the intro, pop any thoughts in the comments down below as to how I can make that stronger or do something fun with that. I'd really love to hear what you've got to say. Right, what was next? My memory is failing me once again. I think next was... I was wrong, because it's Wolverine Trainer. So there's quite a lot of cards knocking around. I say a lot of cards, a handful of cards knocking around in the spoilers, with more to come that have this when Wolverine is active stuff going on. So I was just looking at Wolverines thinking, well, what's your Wolverine to use with your when Wolverine active characters? And this is the one I've kind of decided that I think I want to play around with, and I've got some combo ideas for. He's got an Awaken ability on him that gives target psychic character die deadly, which is a super useful keyword with a great effect that you could just throw on a scrub, you know? So that seems really attractive to me. You can use it both offensively and defensively. And if you're going to be doing the Awaken, which is the spin up, spin down of Wolverine, using a global, which I'll speak about in a moment, then you're able to access that deadly sidekick in your go and your opponent's turn. He's also got a little bit of burst text there. When you spin up another character die, spin Wolverine up also. So there's some fun stuff going on there. And he's got the added value of a prep global. It's a reprint of the Atlas one from the Justice Like Lightning team pack, where you can pay a fist and prep a die from your bag. So just really handy stuff, just a good value card. He's also a 4 purchase cost character with 5, 6 or 8 attack, which I think shouldn't be ignored either. Now, looking over these while Wolverine active cards, certainly the ones that have been published so far, there's 2 kind of Icemen that I'm playing around with in my head. One focuses on the when Wolverine is active, which is the uncommon on the, as you're watching, the far one over there, the uncommon. He's founder, but he says when Iceman attacks, if Wolverine is active, deal 3 damage to target character die. So just a nice bit of spot removal with an Iceman attack there that's using the fact your Wolverine is active. So thinking like, if you've got a sidekick and an Iceman and a Wolverine, spin your Wolverine up to initiate his Awaken, give the sidekick deadly, then you've got your Iceman, attack with the sidekick and Iceman, and maybe do the 3 damage, kill something, but then you've also got the deadly. So again, just putting my opponent in a position where they're making tough combat choices. That's the plan. So I was thinking about that one. But also, I kind of like the look of the rare Mr. Ice Guy as well. He's got Energized, double target character dies, printed attack until the end of turn, which is pretty scary when you've got a 5, 6, 8 attack character in the field. So a Wolverine on level 3 could be 16 attack. And, playing it through in my head and, like looking at some board clear solutions or sort of ways of clearing a board, or, there's more to this that meets the eye, I think. Using an Energized Iceman to double Wolverine's attack is something that I like the idea of, especially because I'm going to be looking to spin him up and do some stuff with the sidekicks and their deadly. Incidentally, nice bit of sidekick synergy as well, because the rare Iceman gives sidekicks +1 attack. So I don't know where I'm going with that. Maybe you guys would put it to a vote or let me know in the comments down below. Am I a madman? Am I just going down a cul-de-sac that I'll never get out of, with this for an idea that's never really going to go anywhere? But I want to try it. And that's the point of this video. It's stuff I'm just dying to try. I don't know what's competitive or not. I don't know what's fun or not yet. I just feel like there's something there that I want to experiment with. Speaking of the Awaken, just wanted to mention, again, the set brings with it another spin up, spin down global with the mutation basic action. Pay a mask. Spin one of your character die down a level to spin another target character die up a level. So get 2 Wolverines out and just be... In fact, actually, how does that work? So if I've got 2 Wolverines and I spin one down to spin one up, because I've spun up... When you spin up another character die, spin Wolverine up also. So do I then spin Wolverine up, the Wolverine that I've just spun down back up? And give 2 sidekicks deadly. Calling all rules lawyers, I've discovered a thing right now, live on camera, that I'm not going to retake because I can't be bothered. What's the script with that? If I'm using mutation with Wolverines and I spin one Wolverine down to spin another one up, does the other one just then spin down to spin back up again because the first one was spun up? That's the think of that one. And then... Is there new opportunity in that? I don't know. That's one to think about. But there you go. So mutation is going to be the way that I'm going to be doing the Awaken spinning up and spinning down thing anyway. So there you go. There's Wolverine that I want to look at. And, you know, there's a couple of characters that we've not seen yet. There's some Kitty Pryde cards that we've not seen that I've got a funny feeling that one of them... I know one that we've seen already has got a Wild Wolverine active, but I've got a funny feeling there's another one with a... when Wolverine is active. We've seen there's a couple of Blinks we've not seen that might be a Wild Wolverine is active. There's 2 Colossuses we've not seen, and Colossus and Wolverine got the whole Fastball Special stuff going. I'd love to see a Colossus called Fastball Special as his subtitle, that does something in partnership with Wolverine. You know, so I think there might be a little bit more. There's a Moira and a Mystique, but their game techs haven't leapt out as me quite as much as kind of pairing Wolverine up with Iceman. So a bit of speculation for you there, folks. Right, okay, on to the final combo stroke build that I'm dying to try. And I said in the first video that I wanted to go OG X-Men with the Founders keyword. Well, obviously, anyone worth their salt is going to want to get their Brotherhood of Evil Mutant action on. And I've just picked 4 out here that stand out to me as making a nice build. It's the Teamwatch stuff that I really want to focus in on. So you've got Magneto there, Master of Magnetism, the big man in the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants. He's got Teamwatch, spin target opposing character die to an energy face of your opponent's choice. Incidentally, if you don't know, Teamwatch is triggered when you field a character with a matching affiliation. So when you put another Brotherhood of Evil Mutant character out, you're going to trigger Magneto's Teamwatch. You then got Mystique. She walks among us. Teamwatch. Spin target opposing character die to an energy face of your opponent's choice. Basically the same effect there. So we've got character removal going on, spin down removal taking place when you field Brotherhood characters. If you've got these guys active. Then you got Madeline Pryor here, Sisterhood. When one of your Brotherhood of Evil Mutant character die is KO'd, besides Madeline Pryor, put a loyalty counter on a card. So you could just start building up a really beefy, scary Madeline Pryor that you've got out in the field nice and cheap to begin with. And then you got Sabretooth, you ready to party. When Sabretooth attacks, your Brotherhood of Evil Mutant character die gets +2 attack. So he's like a mini bard just for the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants. And he's got Teamwatch that says target character die can't block this turn. So you get a nice little, you know, thinking single affiliation, for example, up, although this seems pretty competitive, you get a nice little wall of Brotherhood of Evil Mutants together. You field a Brotherhood character, like just throw a Toad out or a Blob for fun. Magneto will spin down a character, Mystique will spin down a character, and Sabretooth will stop something from blocking. There's a potential to take 3 characters out of a combat situation. And then your Sabretooth is making them all bigger attack. There's definitely something there. And 100%. I know a lot of people are focusing on Mystique as a villain for villain removal and using low-cost villains, and it's just a removal mechanic. But I think just the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants themselves as a little unit has got to be tried. It's definitely a build I'm going to be doing, both for casual fun and in single affiliation, but I think I'm going to have a little go at making a tougher one. And there's still some Brotherhood characters that we've not seen too that may enhance that little seed of an idea that I'm knocking around there. But I'm definitely going to be trying to take advantage of that Teamwatch keyword stuff going on with the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants. I think it's really interesting. I think it's got lots of little variations within the structure of it, so you can make slightly different teams to play around with in different ways. It's super colourful. It's just got a lot of energy and loads of added value too. You know, like Magneto's bringing the Villainous Pact, the reprint of the Villainous Pact Global to it. There's some stuff you can do. There's like a Magneto that does stuff with mask characters, and as you can see, Mystique and Madeline Pryor are mask characters. So there's some little opportunity to tinker and make some variations and play around with it and get a few different teams or a few weeks worth of team building out of them, testing and playing, which really, really excites me. Right, okay, I think that brings us to the end. Yes, it does. There we are. So not too bad, just under 20 minutes again. So combos and builds, I'm trying to try part 2. That'll do for now. I've got a couple of other little seeds of ideas, but I'm not ready to make a video out of those just yet. Please do let me know in the comments down below your thoughts on those combos or any combos that you're dying to try. Let's have a little bit of a chat about it. And also, folks, don't forget on the right-hand side of the screen, on one of these screen sides, there's going to be 2 boxes. One will be the combos builds I'm dying to try part 1, so if you've not seen it, you can bounce back there. And the other is just a video that YouTube thinks you might like. It's used its little maths algorithm-y stuff, so why not check that one out? Alright, well, I've been Chris, otherwise known as the True Mr. 6. I'll see you on BritRoller6.com writing a blog post, over on the Ministry of Dice podcast, or here on the YouTube channel making videos sometime soon. Thanks for watching, folks.